What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm Mike.
And I'm Brit. And we just recently had the largest amount of money hit our bank account that's ever hit our bank account in 1 month.
And I know what you're thinking, and no, it had nothing to do with yolo-ing into AMC call options. This is actually from various sources of income. One of them was brand new to us, and this one particular income source actually provided the vast majority of this money.
So $82,000 hit our bank account back in May, and it's taken us a couple months to put this video together.
We thought we would be super excited about having such a huge month when it came to our income, and for whatever reason, we also thought that we would just automatically know what to do with everything. While we were really excited, we didn't expect to feel such a profound sense of responsibility and caution.
This is not an amount of money that Mike and I are accustomed to getting. This is something we see an entire year's time period, not something we see in 1 month.
So we wanted to make sure we developed a plan to use it wisely and that we didn't just spend everything on a Lamborghini Gallardo or something like that. Even though, if I'm being honest, that thought went through my mind probably at least 3 dozen times. And looking back, it probably wouldn't have been all that bad of a decision because the used car market is like so hot right now. We probably would have made like a decent profit, you know?
So long story short, it's taken us a little bit of time to decide how to best allocate our money and what to spend it on.
So what we wanted to do in this video is break down all these different streams of income that went into the $82,000 and go over what our plans are for it and exactly how we are choosing to spend it. But before we get into that, we do want to go over a couple things.
And number one is, like we said before, this is not a normal amount of income for us, especially in a month. Our typical take-home pay is anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 per month, so this is very much an anomaly and will probably be a one-off thing for a while.
And while we definitely don't expect to continue seeing this large of an income, we do hope that this more or less becomes sort of a normal occurrence in our lives.
Yeah.
Eventually. The second thing is that not all of this number is profit. A large chunk of this number is just money that we used to have in our bank account that we invested into something a while ago that we're kind of getting back. So seed money that we invested that we're getting back. The first income source we're going to go over is dividends. So if you're unfamiliar with dividends, when you invest in a company in the stock market, some companies pay what's called dividends. And what that means is they distribute capital from the value of the company to their shareholders every month or quarter or twice a year or annually or something like that. For example, let's say you buy one share of a company at $100 a share. So you spend $100 investing in a company, and this company has a $4 per share dividend payout. That means you invest $100 and you get paid $4 back in dividends from that company throughout the year. It's a very good way to build passive income. That's something Brit and I are kind of working on passively. We're building passive income passively. With this income source, we earned $45 for the month of May. Not all that much, but it covers kind of our fun money as well.
Yeah. And the next income source, which happens once a year and lined up with May, was our tax refund, and that was around $1,700.
Some years we actually owed money. This
Yeah.
year we actually got money back, so that was nice. And this is money that should have been in our bank account in the first place. We just overpaid the IRS.
Right. And our third stream of income is our working income. So I have a full-time job and get paid a set amount every 2 weeks. And Mike is more like a freelance or contract type of work. He does his own kind of business.
So altogether, Brit and I, from our working income, made about $6,800 in the month of May. The next one is the big one. This is one that's brand new to us, the one that provided the vast majority of this $82,000, and that was real estate.
Yep.
We sold a house that we bought a while ago. We put a down payment of $28,000 into it, plus a little bit of closing costs. We sold it and got back $72,000. 28 of that was the down payment, and net closing costs, I think we profited about $30,000, somewhere around there. $72,000. That is a lot of money to get in 1 month. And like I said before, a decent amount of that was just money that we had in the bank account a while ago before we bought the house in the first place. But we're seeing that amount plus all this extra profit come in to our bank account like literally in 1 day, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. So we basically doubled our money.
Okay, and the next income source is reimbursements from the house. So this was money we had in escrow. This was a little bit of homeowners insurance that we got paid back from our insurance company that we had prepaid too much on. This came out to about $2,000. So again, this is not like profit that we're taking. It's just kind of money that we had already earned, we paid out for something we're just getting back. And that's it. 5 sources of income. We're kind of calling this income, but it's different types of income. Some of this is like capital gains, some of this is working income, some of this is dividends, so it's kind of like all over the map. Some of this is just money we're getting back in our bank account after spending it a while ago. So total, about $82,500. And we're rounding on these numbers because the actual numbers are, we go out to decimal places and it kind of detracts from all this if we actually went into these specific numbers in this video. So about $82,500 total for the month of May, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did we spend all of this? What do we allocate it to? Like what decisions did we make? In terms of, all right, well, this much money is going to go here, this much money is going to go here. This is the part that took us so long to figure out because, like we said earlier, we're just not used to, we're not used to, we'd have no experience managing this much money whatsoever, not even close to this.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to take our time and kind of plan things out and be intentional. And our financial goals are pretty much what determined kind of where everything went.
So we want to get to a place financially where we don't have to work anymore if we don't have to. What some people say is financial independence, financial freedom, or the FIRE movement that people have heard about as well. So that's just a big goal of ours.
We're going to break our spending down into I guess, two different types of categories. We have our regular expenses, like the things that we spend money on day to day, and then we have things that we're putting this money into that we hope to make it grow even further.
So in terms of regular expenses, we have things like rent, utilities, gasoline, insurance, phone bills, groceries, some fun money, etc. It's basically everything from our day-to-day lives, and it stays consistent month to month. And the largest expense we have is our rent, and that's at $1,559. Next largest is groceries, which is at $575.
That's how much we budget. We
Yeah.
usually stay around there. It's not exactly $575 every month, but it's around there.
Yeah. And then after that is insurances, which is around $150 per month. And after that is gasoline, what we use to drive to and from work is around $100, etc. You get the gist. So in total, all of our monthly expenses comes to $3,100.
The next thing we did was we put a little bit of money into savings. Now, we already have a 6-month emergency fund saved up, so it's not like we're kind of putting more into our emergency fund, but we will probably need a new car fairly soon. The car that Brittany's daily driving is kind of on its last leg, so
Yeah.
we saved $10,000 just for something like that. Nothing like a Lamborghini, maybe sometime in the future. $10,000 just for a new to us car or a nice vacation that we can take. The next thing we did, this is by far the largest thing that we did with this $82,000, is investing. We put $60,000 of this into the stock market. $12,000 of that was to our Roth IRAs for retirement. So we fully funded our Roth IRAs for this year. And the rest we just invested into good ETFs and companies like Apple, Microsoft, things like that.
Basically solid companies with good fundamentals.
We also put a little bit of that money into our dividend portfolio and some ETFs in there, like SCHD, great ETF in terms of like growth and dividend payouts.
And for the remaining amount of money, which was $9,000, we wanted to set this aside for possible capital gains taxes on the sale of our house.
Yeah, so like we said before, we profited about $30,000, maybe a little bit more, on our house. We didn't live there 2 years. We lived there just a little bit under 2 years. And at least the laws in Georgia is you have to live in a house for 2 years if you don't want to pay capital gains. Now, there are some exceptions. We did have some conversations with our accountant and our CPA, and based upon those exceptions, we, just due to the reasons that we sold, we think we will fall into one of those exceptions, because it wasn't like we wanted to sell the house, but we kind of felt like there were some things going on we weren't very fond of that kind of forced our hand to sell. There may be taxes on around $30,000, a little bit more. That's where this $9,000 is going to come into play. So we set that aside. What we more than likely will do with that, instead of just putting it in our bank account, having it not do anything for the next year, is investing it into a very stable ETF or index fund or something like that in the stock market, where at least it's growing a little bit. And at least we're getting paid dividends or something on it, rather than just getting paid 0.4% interest in our high yield savings account.
Yeah.
So $3,100 or so for regular expenses, $10,000 for savings just in case, something with the car or vacation. We haven't taken vacation in a while. $60,000 is actually a few $100 more than $60,000. We're just running at $60,000 for investing, and $9,000 set aside just for potential taxes that we may have to pay. We probably won't have to pay them, but just in case. We're trying to play things on the safe side. All right, guys, so that's how we spent our $82,000 income in May. Let us know your thoughts. Should we have purchased the Lamborghini?
Yeah.
I'm very curious because we were like this close to doing it. Anyways, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a huge thumbs up. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm tremendously.
Also subscribe for more, and you can follow us on Instagram at It's Mike and Brit.
Yeah, we post there every now and then. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.